What's up, family? Coming to y'all really quickly to give y'all some downloads on this 1111 portal that we just experienced yesterday. I just want to build with y'all on it real quick. When you come in, say what's up. When you come in, say what's up. I got something to share with y'all regarding this 1111 portal that we just experienced yesterday. And I'm so grateful to be a vessel through my own experience for this work. I'm so grateful to have certain experiences, to have certain emotions, to have certain thoughts, to have certain triggers that really allow me to translate a message for y'all. At the end of the day, my work, my focus, my reason for doing what I do and being here and being on YouTube is really always about helping people like you to grow, to expand, to have realizations, and ultimately to heal. That's what I'm here for. And so in order for me to do that though, I have to have certain experiences. I have to have certain aha moments that give me the understanding, and then a part of that is I have to be willing to share it. I have to be willing to be vulnerable. I have to be willing to give it up. So take a moment right now for me, family. And one, take a deep breath. I need it. Take a deep breath. Two, I want y'all to like and share this video because I know the perspective that I'm coming with today, as far as the reflections on this 1111 energy, the reflection on this Travis Scott energy, the reflections on shadow work. I know that the perspective that I'm coming with is going to be different than what we hear a lot of. I know that it is because um, I just come from a different space and place. Like the work that I do is really about your transformation. It's really about your healing. But I just want to show y'all a little bit how all of these things are really coming together. So make sure you go ahead and like and share the video. So when we're talking about the number 11 by itself, when we're talking about the number 11 by itself, we're essentially talking about the high priestess. When we look at the high priestess, we see a 1 and a 1. We see these pillars that she sits in between. And so the reason why people call it an 1111 portal is because between those two ones is an entryway into your spirit, into your internal work, into the subconscious mind, into you. The high priestess represents wisdom, secrets, spiritual understanding. She represents going into the depths of your mind. And so when we're dealing with this 1111 portal, this is supposed to be a time where we are focusing on the thoughts, the emotions, the subconscious beliefs, the subconscious actions. This is when we're focusing on those things that are really governing our lives, but just maybe in the background. Okay? When we're looking at this 1111 portal, we are also connecting with shadow work. How do we know that? Again, the high priestess card. She has a dark pillar. Excuse me. She has a dark pillar or a black pillar, and she has a white pillar. The white pillar symbolizing light, the black pillar symbolizing darkness, symbolizing the shadow self. Okay? So this 1111 portal that we just experienced, and we're still in that energy, y'all. When we experience something like an 1111 day, same thing with like a new moon, with any astrological transits. with any alignments, with any full moon, new moon energy, things like that, that energy lingers on. Okay? That energy really lingers on. It doesn't just go away because the day has passed. Okay? So right now, family, I want y'all to know that this 1111 portal that we just walked through yesterday was really about us balancing out our inner light and our inner darkness. It's really about us connecting to ourselves. It's really about us tuning in. It's really about us at this point in time understanding that we are moving in a direction that requires us to go inward. That we are moving in a direction that really is encouraging us to sit down, to be quiet, and go into our inner darkness. That's what this 1111 portal is really calling forth for us right now. How do we know this? Again, when we look at the high priestess card, 11 equals a 2. So we still on the same vibration. 11 really equals a 2. And so when you look here, you got a 1 and a 1, 11. And then you have her in the middle there, the high priestess in the middle. The high priestess really represents the highest level of consciousness, of wisdom, okay? Or the purest essence of consciousness and wisdom. The high priestess also deals with a lot of water energy, moon energy. And whenever you're dealing with the moon, whenever you're dealing with water, we're talking about subconscious mind. We're talking about intuition. We're talking about emotions. We're talking about unresolved trauma. We're talking about going within ourselves to discover who we truly are outside of this humanity. We're talking about creating balance between our humanity and our divinity. The ultimate goal of your human experience right now, family, the ultimate goal of your human experience right now is to create a sacred balance between your humanity and your divinity. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about you understanding truly that you're having a human experience, but you are divine at the same time. Okay? We are talking about uniting your intelligences. Okay? This high priestess energy is so powerful right now. And this is a time where a lot of people right now, we're mid-November, we're moving into the winter season. And this is a time where a lot of people experience what they call the dark night of the soul. That they feel down, they feel depressed, they feel sad. This is a time where a lot of people have those emotions, that internal uncertainty. They feel dark, they feel clouded. But I want you to know that that's okay. And when you have that experience, this simply means you need to seek down into the heart. I got to pull this card out because Spirit had told me this before I even got started too. When you are feeling out of whack right now, moving as we are ending these Jason months, as we are moving into the winter season, when you are feeling uncertain, it's just a sign that you need to go within. That's it. It's just a sign that maybe your focus has been on the wrong things right now. This is a time right now where your focus has to be on you. Where your focus has to be on how you're feeling, how you're thinking, what is feeding your soul, what is taking away from your soul. This is a time right now where you have to detach. And detachment does not mean that you are indifferent to certain situations. Detachment means that you're free, essentially. Let me find this card. All of these two cards are speaking to me and are resonating with me when I reflect on this 1111 portal. This 1111 portal is really one that is encouraging you to create balance between your inner light and your inner darkness. It's really talking about embracing the shadow self. That's what this inner portal was about. And this 1111 portal was about. And I know this because I had experiences yesterday that were really challenging me emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I could have sworn, where did this card go? So, yesterday for me, I launched the Sacred Sister Circle. Shout out to all the sisters who have already joined. But yesterday on 11/11, I launched the Sacred Sister Circle for ladies to enroll, to become a part of the Sacred Sister Circle membership. And as I'm doing all of the work for the Sacred Sister Circle membership, technology starts glitching, computers start freezing, like things were just throwing me curveballs. And it was a test to see if I was going to stay focused on what was most important to me in that moment. Or was I going to give into that shadow self? Was I going to give into this self-pity? Was I going to give into the drama and not fulfill the mission that I set out to? Of course I fulfilled the mission, but that was happening. How was y'all's 11/11? Y'all let me know in the chat, how was y'all's 11/11? How did y'all feel yesterday? Did anything crazy happen? Was it a smooth day? Was it an easy day? Was it an effortless day? The Justice card, that's what I'm looking at. Was it a smooth day? Was it an easy day? Was it an effortless day? Or did you have some stuff come up that was like nitpicking? Y'all let me know real quick. How was y'all's day yesterday, 11/11? When you reflect on your day right now, what ahas did you have? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Mia had anxiety and doubt about something I need to let go. Yeah, that's real. So again, even Mia, you saying what you're saying right now, that just goes to show what I'm talking about. The work was literally the work was literally about balancing out that inner light and darkness, figuring out what that is. All my laptops stopped working and my projector, but it was a great day for business and realization of my greatness. That's good, Showstop. I had the same experience. Like I'm grinding, I'm putting in work. My computer is crashing, both computers. The computer that's behind me, the laptop that I'm on right now, both were crashing, both wasn't working. I'm like, okay, what is this about? But it was truly a test to see if I was going to let these human things stop me from accomplishing what I needed to accomplish. Okay? So the reflection and what I want to give y'all to really move forward with right now in this 11/11 energy is really understanding that this is a time for you to be going within. There's no other way around it. This is a time for you to be tapping into your own inner wisdom. This is a time for you to be creating internal balance. This is a time of quiet. This is a time for you to get quiet, family. Okay? This is a time for you to tune into your own private life. This is a time for you to be extracting your own personal wisdom. This is a time for you to be going into that heart space and really starting to do the internal work to discover what is serving you and what is not serving you right now. Because winter is coming. Winter is coming, family. And when winter gets here, there's so much shit that Spirit is going to be asking you to let go of, to remove, to release, to surrender. There's so much stuff Spirit is going to be asking you to free yourself of. And if you haven't taken this time right now, starting from this 11/11 portal, if you have not taken this time right now to go within and reflect on what actually needs to be released, then when the winter comes, you're going to be confused about what it is that you're supposed to be doing in order to set yourself up to have a powerful spring season. You have to understand that everything is always working together. And with each season that we experience on this earthly realm, with each season, you have to understand it's as above, so below, as within, so without. So whatever you're seeing going on outside of you is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. You have to know that. And what we are seeing right now is a time where you need to get centered. Hence, the High Priestess card, which the 2 up there, the Roman numeral 2 looks just like 11. Pillar, we still got 11. And then she is in the center of it, meaning she is centered within her inner light and her inner darkness. She's centered between her inner light and her inner darkness. This is a time right now where you need to be getting centered between your inner light and your inner darkness. Okay? When you get centered, when you tune into self, this is when you have the clarity as to how you are supposed to be moving forward. Because let me tell y'all, shit's going to happen. Things are going to happen. The relationship may get rocky. The business may slow down. You may get frustrated. The house may become chaotic. Your kids might be acting crazy. Things are going to happen, but if you are not centered within yourself, then you are subjected to all of these external forces and you're not standing on your square. You're not grounded in who you divinely are. You are not having self-justice. This is the justice card that was actually coming out too at the same time as I was reflecting on this 1111 energy. The justice card was also peeping his head. Why? Because it's an 11. Because it's an 11. And we again have a pillar and a pillar on each side. What did I just say? It's a time right now for us to be creating internal balance. It's a time right now for us to be creating internal balance. So we need to be working with the High Priestess energy. We need to be working with the Ma'at energy. We need to be doing the stuff that allows us to connect with ourselves more wholly, more holistically. Okay? I want you guys to take your time in this work. I want y'all to take your time in this work. I want you to feel it out. I want you to give yourself some grace. How many of you know that you need grace? Okay? You need grace. You got to show yourself some love. All right? This is a time right now where you have to be exploring and getting into your spiritual energy more deeply. This is a time where you have to be going into your inner darkness. This is a time where, hey, 1111, what's up? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is a time where you have to be okay with the exploration of your emotions. This is a time where you have to be okay with the exploration of your thoughts, with the exploration of your subconscious, with the exploration of your shadow self. This does not mean that you exploit your shadow self. This does not mean that you exploit your shadow self. Like, you know what? My shadow self is coming up and I'm just about to be a bitch, or I'm just about to act like this. I'm just about to fully be whatever this energy is. But when we're talking about embracing the shadow self, we're talking about understanding why you feel and think the way that you feel. Not shunning it, not pushing it down, not repressing those emotions, but truly seeking to understand who you are and why you think, feel, and act the way that you do. It's about not being afraid of your inner darkness. It's about not judging your inner darkness. Okay? So again, right now, when it comes down to this 1111 portal, though it was yesterday, this energy lingers on. This energy lingers on. And so y'all need to make sure that you are tapping in with this High Priestess energy and that you are centering yourself and you're not trying to be too light. You're not trying to be too dark. You're not trying to be all light and no darkness, but you're really understanding that you are both. Because with all good is some bad. Okay? With all good is some bad. So I really need y'all to understand that. So, another thing, I wanted to talk real quick about this Astroworld Travis Scott thing from the perspective of a Houstonian. So first of all, I love music. Music is a part of my magic. I use music in like all of my spiritual work, whether it's meditating, whether it's coaching. We're going to be using a lot of music in the Sacred Sister Circle. I use music as a gateway to tap into my spirit, as a gateway to tap into my energy. And one thing that I know for sure is that music has power. And so when I reflect on the Travis Scott 11, not 11:11. When I reflect on the Travis Scott Astroworld situation, as a Houstonian, as a person who actually used to go to Astroworld, for those of you who do not know, Astroworld is a theme park. It was a theme park here in Houston, which I still don't know why they got rid of it. They got rid of it years ago, but Astroworld is a theme park here in Houston, and it's one of those places where, like, if you grew up in Houston, Astroworld was the place that you where you spent your summers, no matter how old you were. My dad, my mom, they was at Astroworld. I was at Astroworld. Like, it was a place where you go and you have fun. You had to get you a season pass. Anybody in the chat? Um, anybody in the chat from Houston? Anybody in the chat from Houston that's been to Astroworld? So Astroworld, the actual place that used to exist here in Houston, is such a nostalgic thing. It's a place where when you were a teenager, a kid, this is a place where you felt a lot of joy. And so it just blows my mind how Travis Scott's Astroworld theme event had a lot of young people there, had a lot of teenagers there. It makes sense because, again, when you were a kid, when you were a teenager, when you were a young adult, you was at Astroworld. Okay? But I know music has power. And I think what we witnessed or what we seen is how music can literally take over the minds, take over the energy, take over the people if you are not conscious enough of what you are thinking, of what you are feeling, and what you are absorbing. And that's not me saying that Travis Scott is a magician of sorts. That's not me saying that he's a sorcerer, because I don't think brother had any clue of the power that his music has on the minds of people and how it makes them move. And it's not even necessarily his words. What we're talking about is frequencies. I told y'all just the other day, a month or so ago, when we went to Erykah Badu's concert, the music, the words, the energy all combined together. It felt so powerful. It felt so magnetic. It felt so amazing. It really did. But I'm grateful to be conscious because I could choose if I wanted to partake in that energy or if I did not. And so I think a lot of the people at this Astroworld Travis Scott concert, they were under the influence of frequencies. Okay? The people at the Travis Scott concert, they were under the influence of frequencies. Think about the show. What's that show with Regina King? Um, Damn it, it's on the top of my head. Hold on. Mr. Manhattan. Is it Mr. Manhattan? In that show, Mr. Manhattan, it's probably called something else, but it has the blue guy in it, right? The blue guy. In that show, they take us back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the black people are in the movie theaters. And what they show is that these white people at the time, they hit a button that sent certain frequencies throughout the crowd. And these frequencies clicked on and automatically made these people angry, made these black people angry. A frequency, not a word, not a word, not a song, not anything like that, just a frequency that they were able to tap into. When they turned it on, it made these black people angry. They automatically started fighting each other, killing each other, just going off on each other. And they had no reason as to why they were doing that. Okay? So we have to understand that music carries certain frequencies, carries certain vibrations, and depending on where that frequency lies, you can be tapping into enlightenment or you can be tapping into anger, to frustration. You can be tapping into the frequency of death. And so I think a lot of times these people who are making music, they don't understand the power of frequency. They think it's just sound. They think, okay, these are just words. They don't know the impact of the vibration of the music. And so that's not to say that, Travis Scott and whatever happened, on its own, but there was a certain frequency that dwells within the music that trigger people to have a surge. Now here's the thing. And teenagers and young kids were going to be there because when we correspond Astroworld, the actual theme park that was here in Houston, and him naming the event Astroworld, there's a correspondence there. And the correspondence there is teenagers, young kids. Because if you grew up in Houston and you are at least a 90s baby, you went to Astroworld. And you would be at Astroworld, eyes wide open, ready to see everything. Lines was long as hell, packed at Astroworld. Okay, so there's a correspondence there as to who would be the ideal person at Astroworld. And here's another powerful thing about Astroworld, the actual theme park, is that there was no like race and stuff like that. That was not existing at Astroworld. You seeing whites, you seeing black, Spanish, Asians. You're seeing everybody there having a good time, enjoying themselves. I never had an experience at Astroworld that was like, okay, what the hell is this? The craziest experience I had at Astroworld was my younger brother went into a store, he stole a basketball, and we got kicked out. That was the craziest experience I've ever had at Astroworld. Everything else there was all about fun, joy, and excitement. So there's a correspondence there. But the thing that took the Travis Scott festival in the wrong direction is the frequency of the music and people not being conscious. And this does not have to be something that Travis Scott was intentional about doing or anybody was intentional about doing. It just is what it is. So that's why you maintaining a certain level of consciousness is so important, so that these frequencies, these vibrations, these conversations, what you see on TV, what you're hearing from family members, is so important for you to be aware how you feel and how you are thinking, so that these things don't trigger you to behave and act in a certain way. And then before you know it, you're like, what the hell am I doing? What was I just doing? Have y'all ever been in a trance where you just like, hold on, I didn't even know what I was just doing? I'll tell you another experience, how I know it's real. Out here in Houston, they have this event called Juve. They stopped having it a couple of years ago. But they have this experience called Juve, and it's really an island festival, a Caribbean festival, where people from Jamaica, St. Thomas, Trinidad, where all the people that come from the Virgin Islands, where all of the people who come from those places come together, they listen to their music, they share their food, it's just a whole experience. And this experience happens at nighttime, and it's truly amazing. The last time I went to Juve, it was with me and my brother. Funny enough, I was going to go meet Dream. We weren't dating or anything. We were just friends, and we both were going. We was like, okay, when you get here, hit me up. We're going to get together. We're going to connect, right? So I got there late because I was just making it home from college or something like that, or I had just graduated from college. He grown. He's there already. Me and my younger brother, we pull up. And it's dark. This Juve party happens in the woods. It happens at night in the middle of the woods. It's an amazing electrifying experience. It really is. It's music, it's people, it's dancing, it's food. It's an amazing experience. But again, a lot of people lack consciousness, lack awareness, and they be so desperate, they be so anxious to have an experience that they lose themselves. So me and my brother, we're standing in a line, and we're about to go into Juve. Same way they had a surge at Astroworld, they had a surge here at Juve. People start pushing. It's a gate in front of us in order to get into the event. People start pushing. They push the gate over. Me and my brother are at the front of the gate. And I remember my brother falling down. He falls down on the floor the same exact way they're communicating what happened at Astroworld. He falls down on the floor. I turn around and I'm reaching out for him. I'm like, please grab my hand because I'm scared as hell right now. We're in the middle of the woods. It's nighttime. It's hella people. And it looks like hell. So if y'all saw that video on Instagram where that boy was on there talking about this shit was like hell, I'm telling you, I've had a personal experience of that, of where it's dark and a lot of people are screaming for their lives. I've had the experience personally myself. My brother is on the ground screaming and reaching for his life. So I'm reaching down for my brother. I'm like, come on, grab my hand, grab my hand. I cannot reach his hand because I'm trying to stay grounded. I'm trying to make sure I don't fall because it ain't gonna be good for nobody if we both on the floor. So I'm making sure that I don't fall, and I'm just reaching out and I'm screaming. I'm like, give me your hand, give me your hand. And all I'm seeing is people on the floor screaming, reaching, as if this was hell. Y'all seen these movies, these pictures of hell, how it's like people in fire and they're screaming like all of that, like that. I literally saw that with my own two eyes. A portal was open. A portal was indeed open. I saw this myself. My own personal experience. And an angel. Ooh, angels are real, y'all. Angels manifested in a human form are real. Because a security guard swooped in and picked my brother up. This dude was an angel, y'all. He picked my brother up and stood him on solid ground right beside me. When we turned to tell the man thank you, he was gone. We could not find this man. He picked my brother up, put him beside me. I'm like, okay, let's try to tell this man thank you. Couldn't tell him thank you because he was gone that damn fast. He was an angel. Y'all think angels in human form don't exist? They do. Okay? So he picks my brother up. My brother was he's all dirty. He's muddy. He lost his shoes. Me, his big sister, his protector, I put my brother on my back. I walked with my brother on my back, y'all. We're hearing gunfire. We're hearing guns going off. People are being killed. Like when we look back on the news, multiple people died that night. I put my brother on my back and I'm walking. I was tapped in the spirit. I'm grateful because spirit been coming through for me. Spirit been coming through for me. I've been protected. Okay. I put my younger brother on my back. He only 1 year younger than me. I put my younger brother on my back and I walked around, tried to find my cousin because my cousin came with us. And I'm like, let's go. When we got back home that day, we sat down and we talked to our mom and was like, Mom, we literally just experienced hell. We literally told our mom, we literally just experienced hell. I got to witness it. I got to see it. My brother was in it. That experience changed my brother. My brother came to the realization that hell is a real thing. These hell states, like what Brother Yosef talks about, is real. That shit's real, y'all. And it happens right here on this physical realm. It's just spaces and portals that we don't readily have access to unless you have certain skills or unless there's such a frequency that is taking place at a specific place, unless there's such a frequency taking place at a specific place that portal actually opens up. So Astroworld, a portal. 1111, a portal. Okay? When that portal actually opens up, it gets real. And I witnessed it with my own brothers. I'm scared as hell when this is happening. I'm screaming, I'm yelling, I'm begging. I'm like, please reach my hand. Let me pull you up. I couldn't do it. There were so many people on top of him, on his legs. I couldn't do it. This man, literally a security guard, an angel, literally scooped in and swooped my brother up and was instantly gone. I put my brother on my back and we started trucking through these woods. My brother is 1 year younger than me. He's a grown man at this time. I carry him on my back because he has no shoes on. It's muddy. We're outside. I put him on my back like the soldier that I am. And I get us to safety. I say all of that to say that your level of consciousness is going to either protect you or put you in places that could do you great harm. And it's nobody's specific fault. It just is what it is. So in this space and time right now, y'all, you have to get this shadow work in. You have to create internal balance with yourself. That's what this 1111 portal is reflecting to me. You have to embrace your inner darkness and your inner light, and you have to sit in the middle of it. You have to sit in the middle of it. Okay? And a part of sitting in the middle of that is going to be self-forgiveness too. It's going to be self-forgiveness. There's things that you've done, there's things that you've said, there's ways that you've behaved, that there's ways that you viewed the world, there's places and spaces you found yourself in that may not have supported you. But it's time now to not judge yourself. Okay? It's time now to accept. It's time now to release. It's time now to let go. This winter season is going to force you to let those things go. And if you don't, by the time spring comes, you're going to look up and you're going to be like, damn, I'm not living the life that I want to live. But it's because you're still holding on to old beliefs, perceptions, thoughts, feelings, actions that are not in alignment where spirit is trying to take you. All right? Love y'all. Peace.